So I'm here with Nathan,
What's up?
Luke,
God bless you.
and Carson.
Yup.
So for this podcast, we're going to be talking about our first overall picks, and we're also going to be talking about some sleepers.
Get this bitch going. Put number one, I gotta put Kamara, I think, or at least up in conversation, especially with Mark Ingram gone, because like the bro's just gonna get a lot of carries then, especially without Mark Ingram, and then Melvin Gordon I had at the two, or like up there because
See, right there, I think Aaron Jones is going to be way over Melvin Gordon, in my opinion.
I've seen Melvin Gordon now in terms of health. I could see people being concerned, but in terms of just skill, like Melvin Gordon is a freak, and I'm not saying Aaron Jones isn't good. I'm just saying like I remember looking at his fantasy stats, and I'm just using those for example. Bro just rushed all over everyone, caught hella passes out of the backfield. I mean, probably not as much as other guys because he had other good backfield pass catchers. But even so, when he was running the ball, like he just grinded out yardage. It was amazing to watch. To be honest, I watched him a little bit, and then Kamara just does everything on the like literally everything. He catches, he runs like the bro is like, and I'm talking about like third down, first down, second down. Like they use him everywhere between the tackles, outside, and I mean like when you use a guy that much and he's got as much like speed, quickness, everything combined. I mean, damn. There's a lot of other good guys out there, but those two are just two I like to point out.
I think that McCaffrey has like almost a better or similar skill set to Kamara though.
I'd agree, but I also think Kamara's been more. I'd argue that Kamara's been more successful than McCaffrey thus far.
Well, if we just go off of fantasy points, it's
because McCaffrey's usage is way more than Kamara's. That's the thing.
Yeah, McCaffrey gets like 2 touches per drive.
Well, and that's where I'm coming from with Aaron Jones, though, is I think Aaron Jones this year is going to be that type of running back where he is going to be a focal point. Like, I think whether out of the backfield or whether the Packers committing to the run, Aaron Jones is going to get a lot of touches.
I think he's going to get a lot of touches, but they're still probably going to split.
I mean, Aaron Jones last year, according to the numbers, he was a top 15 running back, and he like played less than half of the season, and he didn't get a lot of touches when he was in there.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm and he led the NFL in yards per carry, and I also see him being more effective catching the ball out of the backfield. So if he can run like that, on top of being able to catch the ball out of the backfield.
I mean, I just like seeing. I'd agree with you. I'd agree with you if that was your sleeper. Not that he's like that heavy of a sleeper, to be honest with you, but like if that was
I would get Aaron Jones in the second or the third round and not be upset about it.
I know, but I'm saying like if that was your sleeper, like then that's one thing. But like
I just don't think he's a sleeper though. At least he shouldn't be.
Well,
I mean,
absolutely.
Well, my point is like. I just like to look at guys that are well established already, and Kamara and Gordon have like proven that they're like dudes, like absolute dogs. I'm not saying Aaron Gordon hasn't or Aaron Jones hasn't necessarily, but he also hasn't. If you get my point, like he has had half his off season of action. He hasn't put up gaudy stats. The yards per carry is a big thing because I think that's a huge thing. But he hasn't put up like gaudy stats or anything like that yet.
I mean, he played like 8 games last year and had 750 rushing yards.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's also played half a season. You have to have more of a sample size. There's plenty of guys there's plenty of guys that go off for like a certain amount of games and they can't stay healthy or whatever for whatever reason. And that's my point is I just like to stick with guys that like I know have a larger sample size. That's why I think Christian McCaffrey is a good pick to your point because he's had seasons on seasons on him, and
Christian McCaffrey is clearly like the best PPR running back choice in the NFL. So
more than Kamara.
I would say so, especially if you're going off of the whole established thing, because again, his usage rate is 10 times more than Kamara's is.
My point is though, Kamara wasn't even used as much before as.
But that's my point with Aaron Jones, though.
But Kamara wasn't used as much before. Yeah, but Kamara and Aaron Jones isn't even a comparison. Let's not kid ourselves. In terms of like the past at all, and then but Kamara though and Aaron McCaffrey, Kamara had more production, arguably, than McCaffrey, and had less action. And now we're talking about Kamara losing Mark Ingram, which is good for him because there's going to be way more carries going to him.
It's definitely not good for him. I don't think that's something. That's
Yeah. How do you
It's not
not
good for the
think that having
Saints.
another running back like opens it up for Kamara?
Yeah, I think that he's so much of a he's a better Tariq Cohen in a way that he's just kind of catching passes out of the backfield. That's how he gets the majority of his points. Kamara is not a runner. If you
He's
look
a
at
good runner, though, if you watch him.
listen. If you take a look at last season's stats, I think he had 2 games where he was over 100 yards rushing. That's it. Only 2.
That's because he has splitting carries. That's my point. He might
No,
with more rushing yardage.
They
he'll
just didn't want to use him in the rushing game anyway. I think that his pass catching ability is why they use him. And if you take away the option of Mark Ingram, I think that hurts him more.
They do not just use him for passing. If you I watched the
They
Saints
use
a lot
him
last
heavily
season.
for passing.
Yeah, for sure. Before, that's the point. Before they lost, and I'm not saying Mark Ingram losing was necessarily good for the Saints. I think it hurts them significantly. I'm saying in terms of like Kamara's usage rate, it will go up extremely.
And that's where I don't necessarily agree with you. I think it's going to go up a little bit, but they're going to bring in another type of ground and pound running back.
Exactly. I agree with Jack. I don't think they're going to just try to make Kamara, more of a ground and pound type of guy. I agree he can run the ball, but he's not a guy that you can ask to go get you 20 carries a game. It's not going to happen.
I don't know. From the sample size of what I saw,
don't see Kamara get 20 carries a game on top of maybe like 5 catches or like 8 catches. No, I don't see that. He's gonna get a majority of his work done in the backfield.
And that's why I think that Christian McCaffrey is overall a better choice than Kamara, because I don't think that he needs the other running back in there. Now, we can make the argument, like, you obviously don't think that Kamara needs the running back, but because me and Carson do, that's why I have McCaffrey way ahead of Kamara in my rankings. Not way ahead, but, like, ahead of him for sure. Like, by a large margin.
Yeah, McCaffrey was my number 1 for, like, pretty easily. I mean, I can see Kamara, but, like, I don't know.
If I had to go number 1 overall, though, I'd still have to go Saquon.
Yeah, definitely Saquon.
Yeah, I would agree.
I was thinking about him too. I was gonna do Christian Saquon, but my only thing is not having Odell. How much are they gonna stack the box? Kind of
that's a good
Todd
point.
Gurley in his sophomore year.
Point.
Todd Gurley, his sophomore year, couldn't do anything when they stacked the box against it.
That's a great point. What about Zeke?
Because who's the Giants' number 1 receiver right now? Sterling Shepard, who's very unproven.
Yeah.
What about Zeke?
No, they have Sterling Shepard and they have Golden Tate.
Oh, I forgot about the Golden Tate pickup, but yeah.
Also, Evan Ingram. Like, their offense really isn't terrible, except
it isn't terrible, but they have not shown that they can like make it work at all with Eli as their quarterback. They have not shown.
That is very true. But things honestly could turn around pretty quickly there. It wouldn't really surprise me too much.
Well, I mean, I've been waiting for it because they've had the pieces, but the quarterback has been the missing piece, and they've yet to do any. I mean, maybe Daniel Jones, but
yeah,
I don't know. They have yet to quiet my concerns about the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Oh, Nathan. So you got Saquon in our league. What are your thoughts on him?
Well, I mean, I think he's pretty clearly the most talented back in the league. I think we can all agree on that one.
Yeah.
And
He's up. Yes.
I would say him or Kamara because Kamara's pretty talented too.
Yeah, and I would also put Le'Veon Bell, but I haven't seen him play lately.
But Saquon, I mean, he's a horse. Like he can handle.
I would say it's between Saquon and Kamara for me, but yeah.
But yeah, Saquon can handle the ground and pound 20 carries that Kamara can't. That's probably the main difference.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you.
Saquon's the number 1.
I just didn't want to say Saquon because it was so obvious to me, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with what you said with the ground and pound, though, because Saquon catches a lot of passes, and he's going to catch even more of them because they lost Odell. So for PPR, you can make an argument for either running game. But Saquon is just going to be the guy who's catching like pretty much they're going to run their whole offense through him. Like that's just how it's going to be. So
Yeah.
Whether you think the Giants' offense is going to be good is pretty much like whether or not you think that you should pick Saquon over number
Yeah,
one.
I mean, hopefully, for guys that have him, it's going to be kind of like a Christian McCaffrey effect where he's just going to touch the ball so many times he'll do stuff with it.
He was pretty much their entire offense last year, even when they had Odell. So now
Yeah.
he's going to get an overload.
Yeah, because they have a streak.
It's just last year they had to worry about having somewhat of a threat on the outside, and now they're like another
that's
year
true.
of Eli being older and like Sterling Shepard, like it's just, but yeah.
Eli was already shitty though.
Well, I know that's what I mean. Like a year older can't help is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
no.
so if I had to rephrase now that I understand what you were asking more, I would say 1 is Christian McCaffrey, and then for me 2A is Saquon, and then I'd say 2B is Aaron Jones for me. But
Wow.
I think I don't disagree with McCaffrey being better than Kamara, but because not necessarily being, I don't know. I guess looking into the season is different, but the only thing I will say is I don't agree with McCaffrey over Saquon. Like Saquon's
what makes you say McCaffrey over Saquon?
So if you take a look at what McCaffrey did last year with points in the back half of the year, I'm pretty sure he didn't score anything below 20 points. I think the last 3 games, and which was absolutely ridiculous and amazing of a playoff push. So he's finishing the season just so on fire right now. And I think that they're going to continue to use him, and he's going to be utilized in that same type of way. Because, I mean, he was only a sophomore last year, right?
yeah.
So he's going into his 3rd year.
He put on. They said he put on like 25 pounds or something like that of muscle.
Yeah, he's getting to be this absolute beast of a guy. So
that's just me having faith in Christian McCaffrey because he's improved his 2 years. So I just expect him to take another jump.
He's already a freak athlete too.
Because I mean, his biggest thing I wouldn't say is consistency, but he doesn't have the yards per carry totals that pop because his usage rate's so high. That's where he can pile up the points. But
and if you get him PPR, you're just gonna be
exactly, yeah. But no, just overall with me and Aaron Jones, I just really have faith in the new offensive system, and I've watched him closely for 2 years, so I'm thinking it could translate.
He's definitely had the skills.
So I'm interested though. No one said Zeke, so
I just said Zeke 4 times.
I as your one guy. As your one.
I don't know if I'd say number 1, but he's got to be in the conversation.
Well, because I was thinking of him too. He was right there, with my Aaron Jones and Saquon thing. But
I have Zeke ahead of Aaron Jones. By
I got a question. Well, I expect you to have a lot of people over Aaron Jones, but that's not the point. Oh, I was gonna say something.
Yeah.
Oh, Le'Veon or Zeke?
Zeke.
Oh, I'd have to go Zeke.
I have to go Zeke because I haven't seen Le'Veon play. But 2 years ago, I don't know, man.
I'm just really excited to see Le'Veon with Sam
you're
Darnold
right.
for some
The
reason.
thing is, though, both of them had fantastic offensive lines at one point. Like when they're like, you know what I mean? When they were both tearing it up at their peak, Pittsburgh's offensive line was freaking unreal, and so was the Cowboys. I mean, it's like, and I'm not dissing either of them, but that's why it's like hard to compare. I'd like to see like how Bell does this year, like a year out of football, crappy offensive line. Like I would be interested.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But with though, I feel like he shouldn't be as high on people's boards as we put him to be. I think that he's an incredibly consistent player, and he should be taken in the 1st round without a doubt in my mind. And I'm a big Zeke.
Bell or Zeke?
But with Zeke not catching the ball out of the backfield as much, and when you're playing a game that's revolved around how many yards you can get, not having that outlet to catch like 60 yards per game and have that be normal, like that, you're losing like 6 points right there. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, Zeke is a guy that I would want to have, but I'm not going to reach for him at any point because I know he's not going to be receiving the ball as much. He's a freak running back, and he's debatably one of the best running backs in the league, like him and Saquon. just pure running backs. Those two guys.
Who are you taking? Bell over Zeke?
I would take Zeke I would take Zeke right now just because recently we don't know anything that's going on with Bell. But if we're talking like if he was still in the Steelers, I'd be really tempted to take Le'Veon over Zeke.
I agree. I'm so excited though of the potential of Sam Darnold and Le'Veon Bell. Like I think very good potential.
I think that he's going to be catching a lot of balls out of the backfield for sure. So again,
Well, that's what I'm saying, especially to help get Sam Darnold some quick and easy passes because he had to work for everything last year.
yeah, he did.
So, no, I mean, I really like the potential in those two, but yeah, I just agree that I got to see Le'Veon play considering it's been a year.
I want to see them get a better receiver for Darnold too before I go buy in with Le'Veon.
They still have Robbie Anderson, don't they?
Yeah, but he's not really the type of
No,
guy.
I know. I was just
Robbie
asking
Anderson's
because
a
I'm excited
movie.
to see. I'm excited to see how he improves this year.
Mhm.
Should we go on to our sleepers? Because I
Actually,
think
one person we didn't talk about at all, which I'm honestly kind of surprised. David Johnson, like not even brought up.
Oh yeah, he didn't.
Well, this is my thing. David Johnson is probably one of the most, if not the most next to Saquon, the most talented. Problem is coaches don't realize it, and I know it's a new coaching staff with Cliff, so who knows, but he's also like wants to do things with Kyler. He loves him so much, so I don't know if David Johnson will get the chances he should. Point is, someone's got to coach that team that knows David Johnson is the beast he is, and like give the man the frickin' football.
Well, the
Like-
Cardinals are going to be in a new spread out offense, so I expect him to get the ball a lot. At least I hope
he
so.
does, because that's a dude right there. That is
Yeah.
man. That guy can run. He can catch. He does everything. You're talking about Saquon being able to catch and also do 20 carries. David Johnson can catch and go 30 carries. This man is beast. I'm telling you, man. They gotta learn to use him.
It really depends on how, obviously the players perform, but the people that the Cardinals drafted and, went after and got for their style of play that they're going to be using, I mean, it fits. A lot of it fits, so it's going to be interesting. Because,
I don't like Cliff Kingsbury that much, but we'll see.
Well, because our draft guy, that we were going to talk about, our rookie, I had Andy Isabel, that receiver from UMass, who the Cardinals drafted.
Yeah, I like him too.
Great top end speed, which is definitely what the Cardinals need in a spread out offense like that. And I think it's the perfect complement to Larry Fitzgerald, who obviously is going to be playing another year.
Are we moving into sleepers? Because I have a really good one that I just thought of like literally 2 seconds ago.
Let's hear it.
Okay, well I have two, and they're both from New England. But first is, I guess he's not really a sleeper because like he was a first round draft pick, but N'Keal Harry I think is gonna be a dog, personally.
Do you really think Brady's going to throw that much to him?
So this is the thing. Everybody talks about Brady needs to trust his receivers, and they showed a week after he got drafted he was working out with Brady. So I don't know. We'll see. Like on his own, he flew him out to his house.
Well, I just expect to see more of Sony Michel 20 carries a game.
Yeah, I can see that too. And then the second guy I had is the name that you guys probably don't know, or maybe you know, but it's Braxton Berrios. He was a University of Miami wide receiver 2 years ago. He was hurt. I think he was hurt or something happened where he was out all of last season. But I follow so you guys all know I'm like a diehard Brady fan. I'm not necessarily, I don't follow Pat's accounts, but I follow a Brady fan account, and one of them, and it posts a lot about like their practices and how he's doing, and then how's the team doing. And apparently, from what I've heard, and this guy's basically was drafted as the next. He's like just like Edelman and Amendola, small white slot receiver like Welker type thing, and apparently he's been tearing it up. Like from what in the mini camps and stuff, and obviously it's early, and who the hell knows what's gonna happen, especially when it's New England. But I don't know. I think it's a name to keep on the radar. So personally,
well, I have a few. I'm going to say this one because I think this is going to get more names because people are going to be surprised. But one sleeper that I got is actually a QB, and it's Derek Carr.
Wow.
All right, I don't mind that.
Huge Derek Carr hater is who I am because I don't know why he got paid as much as he did when he did.
Agreed.
But yeah, obviously, big addition. That's gonna improve the numbers a lot. And I don't know. I just think the young pieces that they got around with Josh Jacobs, I think it's gonna make the offense a little bit more balanced than it was last year. Derek Carr's not gonna have to force as much.
The Raiders are a really interesting team to watch, just like for a fantasy perspective too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Because
no, for sure.
They have people that you can actually like that are viable, but their team just like is so bad right now.
100%.
I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I'm not expecting anything too crazy from like anyone on the Raiders except for AB, who obviously wide receiver one guy.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
I still wouldn't even pick him first in my wide receivers though at all.
No, definitely not.
No. But a wide
But
receiver.
yeah, so I think Derek Carr is just an interesting sleeper.
But with wide receivers though, I think that Kenny Galladay and the Lions actually has a he's not really being recognized as much for everything that he's done.
Oh yeah, I'm really high on
wide
Galladay.
receivers that were pretty young that did really well, and I want to see him develop kind of more. I think him and Matt Stafford start creating like a decent connection. They just look so much better. The Lions in general, their offense, him and Kerryon Johnson too. I think they're both like guys that are going to be on the come up this year for.
I think Kerryon Johnson's a good sleeper for sure.
Yeah,
definitely a flex option. I could see him maybe becoming an RB2 depending on how the season goes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I consider him a sleeper, but Anthony Miller I could see going off this year.
Well, that's a sleeper because no one's gonna think to draft him. But I agree.
Yeah.
He's Trubisky's number one target, and he's gonna actually.
No, he's not.
I think it's Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh right, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot about Robinson.
And Taylor Gabriel. Taylor Gabriel gets a lot of catches too.
Yeah, they find a good way to spread around.
I mean, it just depends how the Bears, do their offense. If they do it like they did last season, I don't expect Anthony Miller to be a crazy sleeper, but.
No, I like my. Oh, that's another sleeper. I like Montgomery.
Yeah, well, that was my other one. I have three sleepers. It's Derek Carr, David Montgomery, and Geronimo Allison.
Let's talk about Montgomery. What you got on Montgomery?
What do I got on Montgomery? That he's a fucking dog?
Yeah. Talk more good stuff about the Bears.
Hey, I'm just a realist, man. I wanted the Packers to get him. You guys took two guys that I like him back-to-back years, and it was Anthony Miller and David Montgomery.
Anthony Miller, Steve Smith said was the best receiver in that draft.
Dude, Anthony Miller looked like a better version of Greg Jennings coming out.
He's good. I think he's gonna be a beast.
They got to
call him the next AB. That's what people said out of the draft. I'm not bullshitting you.
Yeah, I just heard AB and I was like, whoa.
Nah, man, I ain't making it up. I'm telling you what I heard.
What do you guys think of AB's little cousin?
Oh, yeah, he's a dog. I mean, he's fast as fuck.
Oh, wait. Hollywood Brown?
Yeah.
I didn't know they're cousins.
Yeah, what? You did not know that? Yeah.
He's been training with AB like his whole career.
For years, yeah. He's been all over everything for a while.
That's crazy. Well, yeah, he's the dog. I think he's awesome. And I think he fits the Ravens well considering Lamar Jackson doesn't have a lot to throw to, so.
Yeah, they definitely need somebody besides Michael Crabtree and Willie Snead.
It's just the Raven. I feel so bad for Marquis. I don't really feel bad for him, but he's definitely not going to get the ball like at all.
Lamar Jackson's a not good thrower yet. He needs to develop that.
Well, because they're not trying to make him throw yet. They're just trying to make him run around.
Yeah, they're just trying to make him
comfortable. Not a good thing considering in a few years he's not going to be able to do that.
Well, they're just trying to get by right now with making him comfortable. That's usually what happens with those young mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He'll develop into like a more kind of a pocket, well, maybe not pocket passer, but definitely more of like a guy who's actually throwing the ball more into like Mike Vick type of person maybe.
We'll see. I mean, I hope for his sake, but
or else he's gonna get clocked and RG3 all over again.
I
had Aaron Jones as a sleeper, but I guess that's kind of out the window.
I mean, like, he's definitely like a sleeper to most people, but just talent-wise and his abilities in the new offense, I just don't think he should be a sleeper. Like, he's a second to third round running back.
Would you actually like reach for him that high though?
Second or third round, yeah.
Third round, you would pull the trigger on him when you can probably wait a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Because I don't think you should be able to wait a little bit, dude. Aaron Jones is going to prove within his first couple weeks.
I agree with that.
Like, he's definitely going to prove within a couple weeks. It's one of those that sounds a little wild right now, but it's all about the scheme, man. It's all about the scheme, and I think it's going to be game-changing for him. And he's another guy that's been, working his ass off like Christian McCaffrey in this offseason. I've heard a lot about the muscle that he's put on, too, so we'll see.
Hey, man, don't fuck with little Tariq Cohen. He'll come in and beat your ass.
Good old Tariq.
I don't know how I feel about Tariq's fantasy value anymore. I really don't like it. I don't think he's going to be doing.
I don't think he's got any fantasy value. But as a Bears fan, who gives a crap? I just want to see him tear it up.
Fun to watch.
Oh God, yeah.
Looking like Darren Sproles.
He literally is Darren Sproles 2.0.
I think he's better than Darren Sproles, my opinion.
Well, I mean, hold on, mister. They have to prove themselves. Let's chill.
Well, on the road to being.
And Darren Sproles, he's like one of the shortest guys ever in NFL history, right? And he did it for like the longest.
I remember I always traded for him on Madden, and I just use him on third down strictly and do running back screens.
I mean, talk about being able to maintain a career being that little.
Is he still playing with the Eagles?
No, this was his last year. He just retired.
Speaking of which, the Eagles actually got a lot better too.
And this year?
Yeah.
Man, Carson Wentz, talk about a guy with a lot of pressure on him.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. And considering his teammates wanted Nick Foles too, a lot of them did. I heard. Can't fuck up now.
That's the only thing he really can do, to be honest. He's got so much pressure on him just because the backup quarterback was able to win the Super Bowl and then win a playoff game.
Oh, exactly, dude. And he still hasn't really stayed on the field either.
Yeah. I mean,
he just got a fat 4-year deal for playing a year and a half.
I never understood why teams do that for quarterbacks. I don't care if
just because they're so hard to find, I guess.
Are they really hard to find?
I mean, the Bears have been looking for him for a while until Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, that's very true.
The Browns have been looking for one since the 90s.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Quarterbacks are the hardest position to evaluate in all football, for sure.
Well, I mean, look at Tom Brady.
Yeah. Tom Brady is not a success of the scouting system. It's a complete fail.
Well, and the scouting system's insane. I mean, they let Aaron Rodgers drop 24 spots because he was arrogant.
Well, I don't know if it was just that, but it was also people just being dumb.
Well, everyone said that Rodgers had the number one talent in that draft, and they didn't take him based on potential arrogance. So that's just kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I mean, he's a beast, but they also fixed a lot in him since he got drafted too.
Arm slot and release point, yeah.
Oh, that was horrible. Coming out of college, his arm. Ugh.
Well, that's how it was with Tom Brady too.
What?
That's how it was with Tom Brady too, though.
No,
dude. When I was looking at Tom Brady Michigan highlights, it made me so mad because I felt like I was just watching the Patriots again. It's literally just
wasn't as big as Rodgers.
Dude, Tom Brady is just Mr. medium pass guy. He's a medium pass god.
Bro, that's the way to go. If
6 yards, move the sticks.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about playing smart. It really is. That's how every game is.
We have devolved to the Brady Aaron Rodgers conversation again, so I feel like it's time to wrap this one up.
Thank you guys for listening. Please check out our next podcast, and we'll see you later.